Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about some more transfer news as we have had some departures, actually multiple departures, and as well, we're going to be talking about some more ongoing news in regards to Nico Williams. What is the latest? Things are happening every single day. And as well, towards the end of the video, I want to be talking about Barcelona's fixture list as we have received confirmation of what's going to be looking like for this next upcoming season, and we're going to be talking about it. But before I do, guys, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. And as well, the link to my member is also posted down below. But guys, as always, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's talk about Sergi Domínguez, because as I reported in I would say a couple videos ago, Sergi Domínguez, he has officially signed with Dinamo Zagreb. The deal has been done. Barcelona, they're going to be receiving a 1.2 million euro fixed fee plus a 20% sell-on clause, and Barcelona will also have a priority in case of a future sale. He didn't really play much for Barcelona. He was only really involved in that one game against Osasuna, in which we did lose 4-2. But other than that, this is Barcelona just gaining some profit, not necessarily having the player, I would say, shine through and able to break into the first team. Understandably, there is so much, I would say, quality in that position with Inigo Martinez, with Pau Garcia, even Ron Rajo and Christensen. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to necessarily showcase that talent that he is able to have. But Barcelona, they got some profit from this transfer. And another transfer that has just occurred is in regards to Noah Darvich, because Noah Darvich, a player who Barcelona they signed with so much hype, with so much expectation, he has left Barcelona to join Stuttgart on a permanent deal. Barcelona, they have reserved a sell-on clause, and they also have the right of first refusal. This is all being reported by Fabrizio Romano, and the club will also have the first opportunity to retain the player by matching any offer for him in the future. So Barcelona have put the necessary steps in place in case he absolutely, lights things up in Germany and he's able to have, an explosion in his career. He was never able to have, first team minutes, not really able to break into Barca Athletic either. It was very irregular at times. And, he is a player that had so much hype. You're thinking, oh my God, Barcelona are going to have this next superstar, but he wasn't able to, flourish and, develop into the player that we all expected him to be. But hopefully this is, the place for him to, have that explosion of talent and development. And when we talk about some more transfer, guys, I think out of all the transfers that we were talking about in today's video, this one, it hurts the most, because this is in regards to Ansu Fati, because Ansu Fati, he has completed his loan move to Monaco. We've been talking about it for the past couple of weeks. It has been, expected. Everything has been confirmed. He's in, Monaco right now. Signed all the paperwork, had the photo shoot and everything. And obviously, Barcelona, they're still going to be paying some of the wages. Barcelona, they have agreed with Monaco to split the wages 50-50, and that will allow Barcelona, according to Rack 1, to save up to 8 million euros in FFP space. That's absolutely fantastic. We can use that money for Nico Williams in regards to registration. Much needed. Very, very positive for the books and everything. When we talk about Ansu Fati, it's a huge what could have been. If those injuries never happened, we could have had a player, absolutely explode onto the scene of football. You saw how dominant and how, I would say, amazing he was in those first, I would say, couple of months in his career, where he was just absolutely tearing things up. Every single time, he struck the ball, he scored a goal. And there was so much hype, so much, enthusiasm surrounding him. But, with the world of football, you can never assume anything can happen. And Ansu Fati went from basically hero to zero, not able to, I would say, live up to his expectations. But who knows? Maybe he is able to have a very successful season at Monaco. And when he does return from that loan move, Barcelona, they have another superstar in their hands. But let's see. I wish Ansu Fati all the very best. And hopefully he's able to have that explosion that we all do desire him to have. But moving on now, guys, I'm going to be talking about Pablo Torre. because when we are talking about departures, Pablo Torre, he is on that departure list. And Ajax, they've actually joined the race for his signing. We know how he was very close to Mallorca, how Mallorca, they were interested in him. But Ajax, they've actually joined that race for him. And we have to see how, Pablo Torre, how he handles this. Does he want to go to Mallorca, or does he want to go to Ajax? Me personally, looking at how, Ajax, the history, the prestige of the club, you want to be going there, but understandably, Mallorca is in LaLiga. It's very similar to home. You're in Spain. This could be a good opportunity for him to grow in the league. But if he wants to challenge himself, he wants something completely different than Ajax, a team that is a historic giant in the world of football, a team with prestige, that could be an option for him as well. We have to see how he views this. These are early reports from Mata Moreto. Obviously, Pablo Torre, he's going to be discussing with his family and looking at necessarily some other offers and making the best decision. But it's such a shame that he's going to be leaving the club, because he is an absolute gem. But it's so competitive at Barcelona that it's very hard to break through. It's more of what could have been necessarily, but it is what it is. But moving on now, guys, I'm going to be talking about Nico Williams, because as I talked about in yesterday's video, there were some talks about, Nico, his camp wanting guarantees. Now, Fabrizio Romano, he has confirmed that. Some reports are saying, that it's untrue, but, there isn't cause for concern necessarily. As I was saying in yesterday's video, Barcelona, they're still on plan. They still plan to pay Nico Williams' release clause. The reports are saying, by early July, late this week. But knowing Barcelona, I think it's going to be taking a couple of weeks necessarily. I'm more looking along the lines of maybe the end of July necessarily. And that's something that I could expect, and something that I would not be shocked in the case that it does happen. Nico Williams, he goes to preseason, has preseason with the club, but then Barcelona, they just activate his release clause. But his camp, especially his agent, they're asking for guarantees, and according to reports, they're actually sort of a safeguard, and the guarantees that his camp are asking, it's similar to that of what Dani Olmo, he had when he first came in, where if he is left unregistered, Nico Williams would be allowed to leave for free. But Barcelona, they've absolutely refused that, and it's understandably, because in regards to Dani Olmo, it wasn't necessarily us paying that release clause. It's us paying some of that money over installments. And in regards to Nico Williams, we'd be having to pay all that money up front, and in no way, in no world would we be having a situation where we can't register him and he'd be leaving and joining, let's say, a Bayern Munich necessarily after we've just paid that 62 million release clause. Absolutely no way. And he does want those guarantees, but the club, they've given him some assurances, and they're trying to necessarily say, hey, there's nothing going to be causing this deal to derail. No need to worry. You're in very, very good hands, and let's see what Nico Williams, he does decide to do. I don't think the deal is at risk whatsoever. The reports are saying that the deal is at risk. It's not at risk whatsoever. They view his desire to join the club as very strong, and this is just going to be, I would say, like a little hurdle necessarily in regards to his registration. But interesting to see how those I would say reports were actually sort of true. But the last piece of news I did want to discuss with you guys today is in regards to Barcelona's official La Liga schedule. Now, this is posted by Barcelona, and as you guys can see right here, the first 3 games for Barcelona, they're all going to be away. On the 17th of August, they're going to be playing against Mallorca, Levante, and Rayo. Those are the first 3 games of August. And then when you go onto the month of September, you see some difficult games right here. 3 games at home, 1 game away. Let's see the games against Real Madrid. Okay, so 26th of October, you have Real Madrid away at the Santiago Bernabeu. Interesting. We're going to be playing Sevilla and Girona. Let's continue on. You have Elche, Celta Vigo, Athletic Club in the month of November. Okay, at home. Real Betis away. Interesting. Athletic Madrid at home. Real Sociedad away. Oof. This is going to be a tough little week. Espanyol away in the month of January. We go into February. You see some interesting games. Okay, so not the end of the world. Barcelona are also going to be dealing with Champions League fixtures. In the month of March, Athletic Club away, Sevilla at home, Rayo at home. Rayo is going to be a tricky game. Athletic Club, that's going to be a tricky game. Villarreal at home. The past 2 seasons, they've shown the cause of some trouble. We're going to need to necessarily grab the 3 points there. And when we look at the month of April, you see Atletico Madrid away, Espanyol at home, Getafe away, Celta Vigo at home. And you ended off in the month of May, where Barcelona are going to be playing Real Madrid on the 10th at home. Okay. What do you guys make of that fixture list, guys? Did you guys see any match that, or any fixtures necessarily that would cause concern necessarily? I like it. I like how Barcelona, they have the first couple of games of the season away, giving more time for Barcelona to necessarily build up the Camp Nou, continue renovations and everything. But super excited for the season to start. And guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.